Yo, bro, what to do? How you doing?
What to do?
What a deal? What a
Feels
do?
weird without headphones.
I know. I know your energy's a little bit on the low side today. You had like a little bit of a allergic reaction kind of scare, a faux one didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
But
I mean, when you're still breathing, that's all good.
it's all good. But
It's all gravy.
it's okay. I'm in a talking mood, so I got us today. I got us. First, I'm gonna start with a little bit of a rant, a little bit of
rant.
a little bit of a complaint.
So you feel like you're in a complainy, ranty mode then?
Kinda, a little bit in a complainy, ranty kind of mood, but it's constructive. I promise.
Okay.
It's constructive. All right. So, as you know, I share an office / studio space with two of our friends that they run like a marketing agency, advertising. Hey, Winston, what's up? Little dog visit. So they run like a marketing agency, right? They offer ads, social media management, all the apps, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. That's what they do. But lately they've been wanting to integrate more of like a content creation and do everything in-house. But they don't really create content besides like Instagram posts, like posters and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, hey, you work in our office, Nolan. How about you be the person who makes the content? I'm like, okay, I'm down for a couple of bags. I'm down for some bags.
Yeah.
The founder, good friend of ours, she goes, I want to put you on the website. So I want you to write a bio and tell them a little bit about yourself, your skills, your trades, the clients you've worked with, and get it to me by the end of the day. I'm like, cool,
Yeah.
easy. I already have that on my website, buynolanbegley.com. Check it out.
Quick plug.
Quick little plug. Got a new website, you know. I was like, cool. So I sent it over, and she's like, yeah, it looks great. She's like, what do I call you? Like, I'm founder and manager. Chris is the graphic designer. You want to be called like head content creator? And immediately I was like,
like twitching and
my
cringing.
eyes start fucking twitching. I'm like compulsing. I'm like, and I'm starting to go red. I felt like frustration and like and anger, and like she didn't say shit. She just said content creator. I'm like,
Funny joke.
funny joke. And she's like, is that not fine? I was like, yeah, no. How about like something like creative lead or like like I know I offer video and photo, but like how about just call me creative lead of like your agency? And she's like, yeah, that's cool. Anyways, the reason why I'm talking about
Even
that,
head of content would be better.
again, sure, head of content, sure, but it's the fact that there's something wrong with content creator. It grinds my gears a little bit because maybe like 3 years ago, someone asked me like, what do I do? I'm like, oh, I'm a content creator, but it didn't have the same gravity as it does today. Content creator in my mind back then was like, I'm making art and I'm putting it out into the world, and like sometimes I get paid for it. So like it's content, right?
True.
But now when I hear content creator, I see like specific people in my mind who I do not admire at all. We don't need to.
I honestly think that like it's maybe a blanket statement because everyone with a phone is a content creator. Almost.
Exactly. It's a blanket statement. So like you're also now putting my level of work on the same page as
some TikTok star.
Some TikToks. I mean, fuck, they're famous for a reason. But like even like a dad with a phone taking a food pic and like throwing up on Instagram, and he's like, I'm a content creator.
True.
I'm now on the same page as that. It just like it hurts. It hurt my feelings a little bit. And I had to explain to her, and she's like, yeah, that totally makes sense. It makes sense why you'd be offended. But then now it's been sitting with me, and I really wanted to dive deep into why I don't like content creator. And we were talking about this a little bit off camera, and my main issue with it is that it has now blurred the lines and boundaries of like what a photographer is and what a filmmaker is, because stuck in there is just the umbrella category of a content creator, and it's super easy to be categorized as one, and it's super easy to call yourself one, but in my mind it degrades both photography and both filmmaking because of how broad it is. You feel me? You on the same page as me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I were to define what a content creator is, which I think is pretty tough, essentially it's someone who is making work, either photo or video, at a frequent pace and publishing it for it to like receive views, likes, comments, any kind of interaction, and it's a job in itself. It's mainly in like the marketing world, the advertising world, the influencer market is
Yeah.
what we'll call a
I,
content
I
creator.
also think it like comes down to like even what's in the video, because a lot of that stuff is like commodities, right?
hmm
It's like the content within the thing. It's like makeup, camera gear, whatever. It's always about like that type of thing.
Exactly.
It's like a really specific, because you couldn't. I'm just trying to think of like commercials and like films and that sort of thing, and like trying to commodify that into like a content creator type of thing, which is doesn't really make sense.
like like if a film, like if a commercial director, someone, okay, like say someone made a sick Nike commercial, very editorial, very cool, just cool shit.
Yeah.
They take the video, that's a commercial obviously, and then they throw it on their Instagram. They're very clearly not a content creator, but at the same time they're making content for these social media platforms, which is
Yeah.
exactly where these content creators content, their work lives, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's a very blurry line.
is a content creator someone who makes work for a specific platform, for like social media specifically, that thrives on likes and interactions,
Hmm.
you know? But then another argument is, are YouTubers content creators? And I know I don't want to offend you because like you're very much so a YouTuber and you work for a YouTuber
Yeah,
full time.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have YouTube videos, but I'm not a YouTuber. And there's a niche for that. But are you a content creator?
Yeah, I guess that it like the easiest way that I can think about it, like listening to you speak, is like, are you like, is the human driving the bus or is the content driving the bus type of thing? So like, am I making something about something, or is that thing making me make something type of thing?
That's
It's
very
like,
true.
I kind of want to make a story about a microphone versus, oh, a new microphone needs a video type of thing.
That is content creating.
Yeah.
That
like
is a very interesting
it's like a
distinction.
one way and then the other way. I don't know.
That's so tough, man. It's true though. Like if the story if the narrative originates in your mind and you create it and then upload it, I think that is a like a very large distinction
Yes.
between being a content creator and being someone who, what would you call that? A photographer, a filmmaker?
Yeah, well, then it's into to your own interpretation, but it's definitely how the ideation flows through you versus like, oh, there's this new product out, so I'm gonna review it and get some views and do it for the content. You know?
Instagram was like the birth of the photography movement online, but also like the birth and death of the photographer. You know, like it created the content creator.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that
Because
too.
like we refer to this all the time, but like let's go back to the PNW movement. PNW, Pacific Northwest, if you don't know.
Yeah, center framing.
Center framing mountains. The
Classic.
greens are actually turned yellow and nice rich deep blacks. That's PNW. Oh, and like the greens are kind of bluish as well.
Sure.
That was PNW.
Yeah.
But everyone wanted to make that kind of work.
Yeah.
You know, and then you think about, oh, what's going to get the most likes and recognized on Instagram? It's going to be these kind of photos. And then came the wave of like feature accounts where it's like,
right,
you know,
yeah.
they still exist, but
Yeah.
they don't thrive nearly as much as they used to, because
Yeah.
obviously photo is kind of dying on Instagram. And so you would make work trying to get featured onto these fucking platforms so you can get more
Right.
followers. And
Right.
if more followers leads to more interactions, engagement, and then possibly branded deals.
Yeah.
you
So
know?
you're just trying to appease the what people like, the
For
mass
sure.
population likes.
Yeah, and Instagram wasn't made for a photographer. It wasn't. It was made to share slices of your life very like spontaneously.
Yeah.
Like remember, like you can only
Like
use
be
the
real.
yeah. Be real. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. You had to take the photo within the app,
Had
in
to,
the
yeah.
Instagram app to apply, and then you had to apply a filter on it,
Mhm.
which is why I downloaded Instagram in the first place. I was like, these are fucking sick filters.
Yeah.
I want them on my photos.
Valencia fire, you
And they
know?
had those little cool borders and stuff.
Yeah. So great. But yeah, it wasn't made for photographers. So like it just along the lines, it kind of got messy for the creators. And then once money got involved, which is fine. Like obviously want photographers and filmmakers to make money. Like the market for us is the largest it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
There's the accessibility to it is phenomenal, but being called a content creator, I find just degrades the amount of effort and the amount of love and care and intention we put into our work. And so when I get called a content creator, yes, there's times where I'm shooting things that I don't really love. And like, yes, it's for $1. I don't really care. I don't care. You got to pay rent.
Yeah.
Rent's expensive.
Yeah.
But it's still, I'm shooting with thought and intent and I'm planning these things out. And the whole ideation process is not about like, how can I make this go viral? It's like, how can I make this look pretty and, resonate with my own photographic skills and then also uplift my client and make sure that they're happy with this kind of work too, which
Mhm.
obviously is for sales. Like that's why we're making this work. But I don't know. I don't know. It is all about that ideation process that is really
Yeah.
important to distinct what a content creator is versus like a photographer and a filmmaker.
I think there's levels for sure. Because I
Levels.
don't think some people mind being called a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's like definitely their job. And I'm sure in companies and agencies and corporations, there's like content creator teams and
I would
like
imagine so.
strategies and stuff. Because like it is about making shit go viral.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to like, here's our product, get the content out there.
Exactly. And it's about like frequency. Like it's about
Right.
quick turnaround. It's
Yeah.
about putting it out there and publish. It's not necessarily needs to be the most highly like polished piece of work, but as long as it's work and it's out there and it's garnishing engagement.
Yeah, I do think it's like definitely like a levels type of thing to be like,
Mhm.
and maybe this is just like such a niche perspective that we have to be like, because in my mind, I'm like, if you call me a content creator, it kind of is like a beginner term
Right.
for me. And like
Right.
that, maybe that's not even a correct thing to say, but that's just how I think about it. And then as you graduate, you like kind of develop your taste and passion to be like, oh, I actually like when photos look like this way, and I like when video looks like this way. So you develop
Mm.
like a passion for it, and you stop just like creating for the sake of making content and start creating for like your own taste and like your own ideas.
Man, I was literally this morning talking to one of my photographer friends, and he used that exact word, was taste. He's like,
Yeah.
the moment what distinguishes the content creator and like the photographer is the taste and what they consume, and then also refining their own taste and making work in that light of what they enjoy.
Right.
Where like a content creator it's you find the style or you find the aesthetic, and you create all of your work within the realms of that same aesthetic. So it's being able, so you can pump it out as quick as you can, and for there to be a sense of like cohesion and identity with your work.
Mhm.
And once you have an identity of work, it's easier to be recognized and again gain more followers. And
I think the biggest distinction maybe is people who are good at, enjoy, or make, trending audio, but also the trending video. And it's just like you just follow the exact template of like what is laid out for like say Instagram Reels or TikTok. Like you follow the exact template and you're literally just pumping out, you're going from trend to trend and you're pumping out the content
right,
of like, how can I make this funny for photographers? How can I make this funny for that? To me is like kind of content creation. And then like the step above that is like almost the people like making the trend almost.
right,
And even that could be a content creator as well. It's just like a perspective thing.
that's true.
But I look at it more of like content creators are more of like the followers and I don't know what else to call like the upper echelon of people. Like those people are the leaders. When you like don't care about making content for the sake of making it. Like there's so many ins and outs and like ifs and or buts to be like, I make content, but I love it. And it's like, that's totally great then.
Right.
But if you're just making content because you think you should be posting on Instagram Reels because that's what everyone's telling you to do and to like build your portfolio, quote unquote, it's like that's kind of a waste of time, but it could be helping you define your taste, you know? So it's like there's so many if
Yeah,
ands.
that too, right? Like the more you post, the more you share, and like sometimes you get feedback as well too. Like that could also refine your taste. Exactly that too.
Yeah.
There are definitely so many levels. That's interesting.
Yeah, I do think it's a direction thing to be like, as long as in your mind you feel okay about it,
Hmm.
I think, yeah, it's like, it has to be like you purging the idea through you, not the idea and being like, you're told to make it essentially.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the difference.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I do make content. Like, one of my clients is a retainer gig with like a restaurant group,
Yeah.
and part of my job is to strategize their content and come up like with the ideation process of what is potentially going to get the most likes and the most views and the most eyes. And obviously, they've kind of switched over to making more videos instead of photos. Um, and so I'm constantly researching what the trending audio is and having to
Yeah.
explain to them what the trending audio is
Yeah.
and why certain things will work. However, though, when I'm making the actual videos, even though it is like stuck in vertical, which I don't mind because I actually like making vertical videos. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a little challenge. Yeah.
it's a little challenge, yeah. It's little parameters, so the challenge is always fun. But I actually I like the videos that I'm making because I get to I inject just a little slice of like cinema for me. You know,
Hmm.
like I make sure like the color grade is kind of nice. It's not just like poppy Moxie's pickle barrel kind of vibes. It
Yeah.
has like a dark, moody aesthetic. I throw a little grain on there because why not? You know.
Yeah.
So
Because that's your taste though. But
exactly
so
that.
it's like, then even if you choose a trending audio, and this was kind of my point to be like, there's a balance of like, I'm going to do the exact template that's laid out in front of me to
Mhm,
get the views versus like you can do that but also like learn and grow a little bit
right.
if you're just like I'm going to use the trending audio but then I'm going to do my idea
Mm.
with this and now I'm like growing and making something new.
Did you see Instagram Reels now has templates though that you can follow? Do you ever see those?
No.
Bro,
That's
like
hilarious.
yeah, like
That's pretty sick
as a
actually.
creator, you can be like offer this video style like this reel as a template and you can go in this other person's video, say use template and then you just drag and drop clicks or you just you select what clips you want and it cuts it for you exactly to how that creator made it.
That's pretty sick.
So like that's like peak content creator. That's like if you're offering like yeah, I want everyone to cut it like me, like you're
Yeah.
a content creator. You want people to make shit in your
Oh, I think the people
way.
clicking and using the template are content creators.
For sure, but if you're also making work for it purposed for like its purpose is for other people to use it, that's
Oh
also
yeah,
content creation.
interesting. Okay, so then what? So when you look at the like tutorial things that I put out when it's like giving away, like I made like a 5 stack for Instagram, which is fully following a trend.
For sure.
That's content creation,
That's content creation.
right? Okay,
But
and
your
it felt like it too.
did yeah,
Actually, now that I think about it,
right? But your video you made where it was like a slice of life, like a cinematic slice of life, I think that was like a month ago now.
yeah,
That was art. That was you. That was peak being a filmmaker.
yeah.
Did you feel like a filmmaker when you made that?
Yeah, because I was practicing trying to develop my taste, right? To be
Mhm.
like, oh, that shot kind of sucked, and then you work on it, and you're like, oh, I like that shot. That shot was cool,
Yeah.
you know. And then putting it all together in the edit versus some cookie cutter. I'm like trying to think about the algorithm when I was making the Instagram video and like how long people will watch, like what's the free download, what do people like, what do people actually want. So
Mhm.
I didn't think about anything about that. It's more so when I was just making that cinematic film, a little slice of life. I was like, I just want my friends to enjoy this.
Mhm.
You know?
I think also think it's now I know this is a complete digression from how I came in fucking guns hot with this, but I do feel like it's okay to be a content creator and a photographer and a filmmaker. I do think after us discussing this, there are it all comes down to like the intention. Like
Yeah.
I do make content. I do content creation for like my client gigs, but I also do enjoy that part of it. I do enjoy making work for it to be seen by the masses, you know?
Mhm.
I do like hopping on a trend and and challenging myself to make something within the realms of like the fucking trending audio because it's fun. It's parameters that challenge you that go out and make you create.
Yeah.
And I don't see how going out and making art of any form has a bad thing.
Yeah.
The fact that you're just going out there and you just have a desire to make something, I think that's a great step and it's a great muscle to flex.
Yeah.
And you have to keep training that regardless.
Definitely.
So maybe content creation is like the preemptive stage of like becoming a photographer or a filmmaker.
Like a real creative.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, that's another touchy word.
That's another one. I know.
But it's like that is the muscle though that you're getting to when you're a content creator. This is so weird and
I
like
know. Now
heady.
we're like it's getting muddy. It's getting very muddy.
But it's like
now.
when you're a content creator, just like, you know, dabbling in that, you're like stretching the muscle to become creative, to be like, well, I don't have to use this template. I want it to look like this, you know? And then you like stretch out of the box.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Oh. I don't know. I'm pretty like now I'm getting tired of this content creation stuff. At the end of the day, go out there and make stuff. Make stuff for you. Even if it is following a trend, just try and interject your own taste, your own personality, and what you want to make into the world and put it out any way that you want.
Yeah.
You can argue that our accountability program is like content because we're pushing ourselves for every 3 weeks just to make something. But fuck it. Like we're enjoying the process. So
I really do think it's about intent at the end of the day. Even if
Mhm.
whatever you're creating for anybody out there, and it can be such simple intent, but I think it's just thinking about that and having, you know, like, oh, I just want to make my friends smile, or I just want to
Mhm.
make myself smile, or like, you know, even doing the like a tutorial or something, or giving away. It's like, oh, I just like want to help other people make, you know, easy templated things. It's like as long as there is some sort of intent there,
Mhm.
I think you can feel good about it.
For sure.
And
You could call the creative herd content as well too, but like
there's intent.
there's intent. The whole thing is to share
Yeah.
our shit so people don't have to like they can learn from us and not experience it themselves
Yeah,
completely.
lessons, not consequences, baby.
Lessons, not consequences. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I'm exhausted talking about that shit. Now I don't want to talk about any more content.
All right.
But hard switch up. You already know when I'm gonna ask you. We're here for our segment, the one thing of the week, or whatever, how long it's been, 2 weeks. The one thing, the app, the tool that has helped us with our daily process, our movement, our work.
Hold for
Pause for alarm for fire. What do you call them? Siren.
there you go. All right. Yep.
All right. What's your one tool? One thing.
I don't know. You got one this week?
You have a big one, bro.
I don't think it hasn't helped me.
I mean, I think you should talk about it though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this week, I made a bunch of crazy decisions that I regret at this point.
Did you sell your camera
Nothing.
again?
No, I haven't sold the camera, but yeah. Long story short, I'm not gonna bore the audience with my poor financial decisions, but I ended up buying the DJI RS3 gimbal,
Ooh,
which
DJI.
It's got a good weight capacity. You can hold the C70, which I'm really stoked for.
Nice.
No idea how to use a gimbal. Literally have never used a gimbal before. Even in the store, they're like, yo, we got one on display. You want to fool around with it? I'm like, mm-hmm. And I like was touching it, and I was just like, I don't know how to use it.
You're like, yeah, this is like cool. The swivel's like smooth, right?
It was such an awkward thing, but yeah, I'd maneuver my way out of that, and I'm really stoked to actually learn how to use it.
Mhm.
And yeah, shoot a little, definitely 3-week thing for it
Sick.
soon.
Just promise me not RIP to the handheld boys.
Oh yeah, no, handheld first and foremost, I
Always,
think,
for sure. Have to.
which I think is the healthy thing, because I see too many people that just live on a gimbal.
Oh man, every shot is gimbal for a lot of filmmakers.
Yeah, it's like they set up for the day and it's just on the gimbal, which is cool if that is the actual setup, but I don't
Mhm.
think there's enough because then you're always just searching. You're searching for you're like, oh, it's good, and it always just is like wide frames or wider frames that are just like meh,
Mm-hmm.
when you could have been really intentional. Intent.
That's it.
The word of the day is.
Intent.
What is your thing?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it. Would you kill me if I said it was a Black Pro Mist 1/8?
No.
Yeah, I'd kill me.
No.
Yeah.
I think again, intent.
Sure. Yeah. If you don't know, we have an ongoing thing where we hate on the Black Pro Mist because everyone throws on the quarter or the 1/12, one half thread. What's it called? What do you call it? I don't know. Anyways, it's just like too much halation and it just looks fucking ridiculous. It just looks like you're stuck in a dream that you don't want to be in anymore.
I think again, that's just another following type of trend that people are like, oh, if I want my stuff to look good, I have to put Pro Mist on, and it's like time and a place.
Time and place.
For sure. You can't just like. It's not going to save every single shot. It'll actually ruin, which I definitely have learned. It'll ruin some shots.
For sure. And now to counteract, I think the 1/8 Pro Mist, Black Pro Mist, is the perfect
balance
of the two. The
Yeah.
reason why I say that is that I've now done photo shoots with it. I've done video shoots with it, indoor and outdoor. And because the halation is so
bloom.
The blooming, yeah, is so what do you want to look at?
Low strength.
Yes, so low strength, it's decompressed, it's very minimal, right?
Yeah.
It does, it just takes away that like digital edginess that the R5 has or like the C70 has. Both of those cameras both have a very crisp like digital
all
kinda
digital
aesthetic.
man all digital cameras.
I know, but like some cameras get away with it. Like so I would argue that some of the Fujifilm camera
true.
videos have a really
True.
nice soft cinematic
There's
look
like
to
some
them right out of the
creaminess
box.
to it.
Exactly. The blacks are rich. Where Canon just, even though Canon colors are fucking, they're the best.
I would describe it as buttery. I would describe Canon colors as buttery.
They're buttery. They're buttery. But it doesn't mean that the image quality or like the image you're after is perfect, right? So the 1/8 I find just softens at the skin tones very slightly, and it just gives it a little bit more of this lightness to it. So like even this week I was shooting a kind of like an editorial fashion video situation, and it was shot in a salon, and it was great. Everything came back great, and like there were a lot of like backlight elements where you could see the blooming ever so slightly.
Yeah, I hate when it's like super blown out.
And you can't even see like the outline of the subject. I think that's crazy. And that's what a lot of people get stuck in when they throw like the quarter on or like the half on.
Yeah.
But the 1/8 I find is just it's been a nice medium, and it's not meant to be used every single time. There are tons of filters. Like even Tiffin alone has like 30 different filters that you can kind of.
And like what you're shooting, like if you're shooting like a watch or something,
you don't want any blooming because then you want that crispiness.
Yeah, you want
to see the edges, the sharpness of it. Then maybe you would put on like a color filter to actually enhance some colors. You know, you don't. There's so many different avenues.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that was my tool of the week because I like how I was able to use it over the past couple of shoots.
Nice.
Yeah, I would love to experiment a little bit more with colored filters. Maybe like if I actually had a cinema camera of my own, maybe I would get one of those boxes where you just slide the glasses in.
Yeah.
What are those called again?
Matte boxes.
Matte boxes. Thank you. Maybe I get a matte box, but like since I just shoot on the R5,
you could rig that R5 up.
I could, but then I have to get a whole rig, and I'm still working on that. I got other things to buy. I got a fucking light to buy. I got a wedding to save for. I got to buy a new car. There's a couple of things. There's a few things I can get before.
So if anybody wants to send us any of those things,
hey, small rig, any rig, really. If you guys want us to give a little review and we'll do content creation for you, let us know.
That's
We're
an
down.
amazing brand name, Any Rig.
Any rig. Anyways, to bring it all back in about the whole content creation spiel, as always, I feel a lot better now. I'm not as hot anymore. If someone calls me a content creator, I'm not going to twitch at the eye anymore. I'm just going to know that you're wrong. And I know what I am. And it's fine. Time and place. Intent.
Gosh.
You know?
I love that. Let's end on that.
All right, bro. We'll see you guys next episode every 2 weeks. I think that's what we're doing, every 2 weeks. And we'll see you next time.
You want to get out of the way so I can say goodbye, Winston? Or are you just...
Never.
All right. See ya.
Later.